Conor McGregor's UFC 329 comeback lasted just 69 seconds, ending with a devastating TKO loss to Max Holloway. But the conversation after the fight has shifted from the result itself to the questions surrounding his preparation, including footage of him in Crocs during fight week. Was there something seriously wrong before he even stepped into the octagon? So you guys are gonna have to explain to me what if he's wearing Crocs? Like what? I didn't see this footage, but what's the big deal? Like, isn't Crocs comfortable? Like what other?
Super comfortable. It's
So
not what he was wearing on his feet. It's what he did while taking off the Crocs.
Exactly.
And maybe a little preview on this video. If you notice, so the leg that McGregor was injured on in the fight was his right leg, because he goes into the fight and he throws this massive left leg kick, and the way his right leg landed, he shouldn't have put the weight on it. But in this, so leading up into it, when he's walking into the ring, if now talking about his right leg, if you notice his right foot, he's going to take it out of his croc, and notice how he doesn't put pressure on it when he puts his foot down.
All right.
So that was the same foot.
Yeah.
Let's see that again.
And Pascal, you said it.
It looks like he was avoiding putting weight on it, right?
And Pascal said it earlier, like off air. He was saying that McGregor, it's not his style. McGregor, leading up to fight week, you feel the energy.
Yeah.
He's jumping. You feel that energy that he expels. Seeing him coming out, he was smiling at the camera. There wasn't much movement from the room. He comes to the cut man. He's doing his thing, takes off his clothes. And you see that. And I'm like, we didn't catch it on the spot.
No.
We didn't see that on the spot. This only comes later when you see the fight and you're like, oh, in retrospect, did we see the signs, the calling signs?
Yeah.
It is a good calling sign. It's something interesting to look at.
It is obvious when you look at the video that he's not putting weight on his right. Like you see it.
Like, why didn't he do that? Why didn't he drop his foot?
Yeah. Because obviously he's hurt. If ever you have an injury on your knee and then you know that if you put too much weight on it, it's gonna hurt. So
but if he was so hurt, why would a major move be that crazy kick that it was like a crazy, even Joe Rogan was saying, I don't know why he started off like that.
Yeah.
Wasn't that big jumping kick and then to land on that leg? If you were hurt, why would you do that move? So I don't know.
Because
maybe just off balance. Maybe it's just a coincidence that he was off balance when he took off. Or maybe the floor was cold or something. I don't know. But
Conor's known for big starts. He's known for big starts. Yeah. So for Joe Rogan to say why he threw that kick, I get it. It's like,
well, you heard him say it, right?
Yeah,
that night.
He said it, but you will always say that to someone who comes out 3-2-1 pow, and he comes in with a flying knee like Jorge Masvidal did to Ben Askren. And Conor is not new to this. We see him coming out very strong. He's intimidating. He's done this to Jose Aldo. He's done this to many of his opponents. Aldo, that's the way he got him really early.
One shot.
And it was strong.
Everybody was stunned.
Starts soft. So McGregor comes in letting you know that this is going to be a tough fight from the first second. And that flying left kick was his move. You saw him in the training. If you saw it before the fight, before his walkout, you know, when the fighters are in their training rooms and they're sparring, very light spars, he was throwing the exact deep waters with me. You're done. And I agreed. I called it that night. McGregor, round 1 and 2. 3, 4, and 5 is deep waters. If you have not taken down Max by the 3rd round, you're in for deep because Max is not going down.
Yeah.
He's going to take everything he has, and he's one of the highest strikers in UFC. There's no one that throws as many strikes as Max Holloway. And you know he's going to stand up and fight till the death. He's done it with Justin. He's done it with Conor in the past. This is the rematch that was building up for us. This was well-deserved. After 5 years of Conor McGregor coming back and watching him do that as a first move and up, everyone, including Conor, was very disappointed. I couldn't have been more disappointed for a main event ever in any UFC. I don't recall the last UFC match that I've been that disappointed that it went that way, because now it sets up where, what do we do?
Well, why would he risk it? Why would he, especially such a high caliber fighter like Max Holloway, if he's injured, why would he not? He already lost his last match in a spectacular way, like he broke his leg or his knee, right? His shin or something.
His shin, yeah.
Yeah, and then to fight on a bad leg, why would he risk it? Like, was there too much money to let go, or
pride?
Too much pride?
You know, Conor is definitely a pride guy.
Definitely.
He comes
There's
back
no doubt about that.
It was canceled. Refunded tickets on the Tuesday. Did they know that Conor was injured? Did Conor say, I don't wanna...
when you were saying that off chat, the party was canceled before the fight?
Before the fight. It was the Tuesday.
Canceled after the fight.
No, it was the Tuesday leading up to the Saturday night fight.
Interesting.
That they canceled the event at Encore, refunded everyone their tickets because Conor wasn't showing up to the after party fight. So that was my first thing. Like, if I was in Vegas and I bought those tickets, Conor was a big underdog at 3 times the bet going into the fight. Right up until the fight, he was nearly at 4 times the bet. So he was a huge underdog going into the fight. What do they know in Vegas? I don't know. There were calling signs. I think with the odds the way they were, I mean, I was like, why are the odds so not in favor for Conor going?
Well, I thought when you told me that, I thought originally because 5 years he's out of the game. So
that's what I thought.
Yeah, 5 years out of the game is a long time.
It is huge. It is huge
for a fighter.
A long time versus especially a guy like Max Holloway who's holding his division down. And you got to keep in mind that these guys did not fight at 155 like they used to fight, where both of them used to be skinny. They fought at 170 at the request of Conor because Conor naturally walks around heavy. And Max, I don't think, had a problem with that, but it was Conor's request that if we're going to do this rematch after 5 years, we're going to do it under my conditions at 170. So that is already the first sign that Conor was not comfortable at 155. He needs his weight with him. So was he ready for this at 170? Should he have stayed at 155 and been more athletic, more agile?
If ever McGregor would have been like healthy, where do you think this fight would have been able to go? To your
I'm strong on saying that I don't think a fighter's ever 100% healthy going into a fight. Like, it's so rare that you go into a fight that you're not injured because you've trained so much. And if you're not injured, well, it's because you haven't trained enough. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, have you not been pushing yourself? So to answer your question, let's say he was as healthy as he could have been, assuming that there was no injury on the foot. Where could it have gone? Well, just looking at the first leg kick. He's coming out with a leg kick. Max was ready for 10 minutes of intense stand-up game. So Conor was going to lay it on him no matter what. To come back to what I said is now it's the game of round 1 and 2. If Conor can find it and crack him within the first 2 rounds, within that first 10 minutes, Max is in deep trouble. Max has the cardio that Conor doesn't have, especially if the guy hasn't been in the game for 5 years. Max if we look at Max's last fights, I don't even know if he had any 3-rounders in the last 3 fights. They've all been fight. He's a cardio guy. He plays for championship rounds. He is deep waters guy, and he is a guy that does not give up, especially to a guy like Conor, because he knows his game. He knows what Conor's going to come in. He's going to play his freaky, but at the same time, Max is not going to say no to this fight because it was a huge payday to fight Conor McGregor, and to not get a scratch from it. What a win.
Yeah, exactly.
What a win for the guy, man.
That night, him and Pimblett, man.
Yeah.
2-4. What a score. Yeah. And Patty won also the fight of the night. So he got another 100K, I think.
That fight was the fight. Well, I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
Of the night.
It's that's got to be a good night, you know. You fight on the main event and you go home scratchless. The wife must be happy. The kid doesn't have to see his dad's face all swollen up for a month or whatever.
My question is,
he's ready to go out to party to the restaurant right after.
My question, Brian, is where do we go from here? Conor's a big name. We can't just forget it and jump to next week's Kamaru Usman fight. Or
I'm sure he'll get another chance, right? I'm sure. But
he's going to want another fight because Conor, knowing his ego, he can't go out like this. He's not going to go out retiring on a loss like this. So he's going to need another fight. But who do you feed him? You can't just give him Max Holloway again because...
Well, Max Holloway is definitely down, but obviously that can be his next fight.
It can't be. So who is the next fight? People were talking about Michael Chandler, who's 2-6 in his last 8 fights. He's already on his way out, but Michael Chandler has been asking for Conor McGregor Conor's been out for 5 years, I would say 7 years. He's been asking to fight Conor and because they've just been having beef of who's the better guy between the two. So imagine for the past 5 years while Conor's been out, Michael Chandler has just been like, guys, bring him back. I'll get him. You know, Michael Chandler, last week for Conor, he was getting ready for the replacement if either two individuals were...
Really? Oh, yeah. He was the
He wasn't even asked. He prepared himself. He went up to UFC.
He just did it.
He prepared himself. He wasn't even asked. He went up to the UFC and he says, I'm ready. I'm trained. If ever there's a fallout, I'm ready to step in. So this guy wants Conor's ass so bad.
He was like praying that
he was
praying
that Max would have fucking chipped a toenail or something and just be like, he's out to just step in and get his legacy fight.
Exactly.
So to come back to my own question, I don't think it's over. So if there's a fight, it's going to be, I would consider maybe a retirement fight between Chandler and McGregor to give them at least one last chance between both of them.
Let's say McGregor did come back.
Yep.
Well, I'm surprised that Ilia Topuria is still number one. Shouldn't Gaethje be number one? Oh, no. Okay, so Gaethje, and then after Gaethje, it's number one.
Gaethje's number one.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Who would you, McGregor, if he came back, does he even fight anybody on this list, or he even goes lower? What do you feel?
That's actually not even the list I would put McGregor in. That's the 155 division. So what you want to be...
because Max Holloway is here.
Yeah, so Max Holloway fights at 155. That's all I was saying. But for this fight, he jumped up to 170. So he gained weight and he fought in the 170 division. Whereas if Conor would fight, Conor's not a 155. I don't know if you guys remember when Conor fought 155, Jose Aldo, and back in the day, he was skinny. He would show up. He looked like a skeleton. Yeah. You see these guys, when they show up like skeletons, it's not their division.
Yeah.
They're already. So we're talking about injuries.
Yeah.
This is like an injury. Showing up to a fight dehydrated during fight week is not very good. So a lot of these guys that they show up as skeletons. I've seen a guy a month ago. I don't know if you saw it, Pascal. 6 weeks ago, he passed out on stage right after his weigh-in.
Yeah,
they show up, and he walked off, and he just dehydration, just collapsed.
Exactly.
The signs are there. These guys are under a lot of pressure.
It is dangerous.
So we're looking at the 155, but if we jump up to the 170, there's guys like Makhachev in there. There's exactly. Whereas I would say Ian Gary, Carlos Pratt is super dangerous. But any of the top four, even JDM, you know what? I'll say the top five. Sean Brady, no. Top five guys.
Is this for McGregor to fight?
For
That's what you're saying?
For McGregor. If
he would get, after this loss, he would get a chance of
No. I would say if anything he's aiming for is these guys. These are his targets. I don't think the 155 is his division.
Right.
He shouldn't be aiming for anybody. So if he wants a chip at someone, it should be at some of these guys.
Got it.
But Max Holloway, at the same time, is kind of the same question is being answered. Max Holloway has done his division. Why isn't, if he already is in the 170, he looked good at 170, to be honest. He didn't look like his skinny self. He looked like he had a bit more meat, but I just didn't see him fight at that 170. So is he going to get sloshed when he fights Makhachev at 170, or Ian Gary, who's...
Sorry, I was just looking at 330. I'm curious to see...
Who is it? Main card, Makhachev versus Gary. They're setting up to find out the winner of that one. Kenzie.
Makhachev and Gary Robertson. This is August 15th. Okay, so in about a month.
Yeah.
So if you look at that footage, you definitely see McGregor looks like he's injured. But then I just asked myself, why would he continue the fight? Why would he do a crazy move? Well, you said that's kind of his style. It just, I don't know.
But there is a possibility that when he threw the kick, he injured himself more than what he was.
Exactly.
That's a possibility.
I know. But why do a crazy move when you know you could injure yourself?
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wrap my head around
He's
that.
going to throw kicks. He's McGregor, right? If he goes in and he doesn't throw a single kick.
It wasn't just a kick. It was like a flying kick. It was
flying
like,
left kick.
And all that weight on that bad leg.
Exactly.
See the way it contorts on the back end. So you're like, if it wasn't already injured.
It's probably there that he got injured because I can literally tell you that I was injured on my knee and something similar happened to me. And when you land,
he didn't land flat-footed too. He landed like such an angle on that foot.
Exactly.
And he put so much pressure that the knee went sideways where he should have put his foot straight.
Exactly.
Absorbed the impact. It's like because he put it sideways, instead the knee.
Yeah, it's like he landed on his foot, but then his knee was still going forward, but his back was going.
Yeah.
So it was awkward.
And we all thought it was an ACL tear, which would have been 12 months. 12 months.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the guy before 12 months.
Definitely.
So luckily, it wasn't an ACL tear.
But couldn't McGregor just fight standing? He couldn't, because I know he tried to kick again, and then that's when they say they called it. Could he just not kick standing boxing?
I think the truth comes out eventually. If you're hurt on your knee is stronger than your mind. Your legs give out, you see fighters, they give out. There's nothing you can do. And we saw it in Connor.
Right.
He was just standing there and he fell. Connor's way of like, babying, go on my back. Let's play jujitsu. We'll play ground games. It was not at all. Sometimes it's strong. It's like a boxer getting a liver shot.
Yeah.
You get it. You see the guy's good. And then all of a sudden you see him go down on his knee and he's like, I'm done. I can't. The body shuts down and it's stronger than the mind.
It is.
And the mind, as much as you want to be like, no, fight or flight, you can't. The body's like, I'm done. I think that's what happened to McGregor.
You have to put a knee down.
You have to.
Because like he just contracts and it needs to relax.
You probably know it better than we all do. That feeling of when your body tells your mind, you ain't going this way. No. You ain't doing it.
Yeah.